What if I told you that you could own a home here in Raleigh, North Carolina for about what you're paying in rent? Most people think buying a home today is impossible, but that's not the whole story. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what $2,500 a month actually buys you here in Raleigh with 5% down, 10% down, and 20% down. Real numbers, real homes, and the real truth about what you can afford right now. No fluff, no hype, just clarity. I'm 𝐲𝐨𝐿, an AI certified real estate agent featured in Yahoo Finance, and I cover all of Raleigh and the entire Triangle area. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what most agents leave out.
Here's why this matters. Buyers today are asking Google, YouTube, TikTok, ChatGPT, Claude, everywhere the same question. How much home can I buy with $2,500 a month in Raleigh? And sellers are asking something just as important. If buyers are spending that much each month, why isn't my home selling? Both questions have the same answer: clarity. Most people guess. Buyers guess what they can afford. Sellers guess what their home is worth. And when people guess, homes sit. Days on market go up, price drops start, stress rises, and nobody wins. But when you know the real numbers, when you understand what buyers can actually afford and what homes are actually worth, everything becomes easier. Better pricing, better offers, faster results. That's why breaking down what $2,500 a month truly buys in Raleigh isn't just helpful for buyers. It's a massive advantage for sellers too. If you're already thinking, okay, this is helpful, but where would I fit in Raleigh? Just reach out. I help people every week who are buying, selling, or relocating to the Triangle. I'm an AI certified real estate agent featured in Yahoo Finance, and I use smart tools and real data to help you make the best move. Call or text me at 919-607-4844 or schedule a private Zoom call using the link in the description. I'm here to make your next move simple and stress-free. Before we look at the $2,500 numbers, we need to set a simple baseline so everything we talk about is real and easy to understand. Because when you search online, every calculator uses different input, and that's exactly why people get confused. So here are the rules we're using in this video, and these are solid long-term numbers that fit Raleigh and the entire Triangle. We're using a 6.375% interest rate, which sits right in the conservative, realistic range for most buyers today. For taxes, we're using 1% of the home's value, which matches typical Raleigh and Wake County averages. For homeowners insurance, we're using 0.40%, again, simple and realistic. And we're not including HOA fees in these examples, so the monthly payment stays clean and consistent across all three down payment options. These numbers aren't designed to make buying look easy. They're designed to make it honest. That way, whether you're a first-time buyer, a move-up buyer, or even a seller trying to understand today's market, you can follow the math without guessing. And once you see these same rules applied to 5% down, 10% down, and 20% down, you'll finally understand how much buying power really changes and why so many sellers misunderstand what buyers can actually afford. All right, with the ground rules set, let's get into the real numbers. All right, let's start with the 5% down option because this is where most first-time home buyers begin. With the numbers we set, a 6.375% interest rate, 1% property tax, and 0.40% insurance, and no HOA, $2,500 a month gives you a home price right around $365,000 in Raleigh and the Triangle. Now, what does that really look like in the real world? A single-family home, usually built between the late 1990s and early 2010s. About 1,300 to 1,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a smaller yard, and usually in areas like Knightdale, Garner, or the outskirts of North Raleigh. It's a solid starter home, not perfect, but very livable. But here's the part most sellers never think about. Buyers at this price point are stretched. They're using most of their monthly budget just to get into the home. So after closing, they don't have an extra $20,000 sitting around to fix old carpet, update a kitchen, or replace a tired roof. That means condition matters a lot. If a home in the mid-300s looks beat up, smells like pets, has stained carpet, or feels dark and dated, today's buyers will skip it. Not because they're picky, but because they can't afford repairs after moving in. So sellers who ignore small issues lose showings fast. This is also where presentation matters more than sellers realize. Good lighting, clean rooms, neutral paint, sharp listing photos, these aren't extras at this price. They're required because buyers comparing two $365,000 homes online are always going to choose the one that looks move-in ready, even if both homes need the same work. So with 5% down, $2,500 a month gets you a solid starter home. But condition, presentation, and pricing become everything, and for both buyers and sellers. Now let's look at the 10% down option. And this one surprises a lot of people because the buying power jump is bigger than they expect. Using the same numbers, 6.375% interest rate, 1% taxes, 0.40% insurance, and no HOA, your $2,500 a month now buys you a home around $395,000 in Raleigh and across the Triangle. So what does a $395,000 home usually look like? It's still a starter home for many buyers, but things feel noticeably nicer. You start seeing homes with updated kitchens, newer roofs, cleaner layouts, and more modern finishes. Homes in this range are often 1,500 to 1,900 square feet, built in the 2000s or early 2010s in areas like Clayton, North Raleigh pockets, or parts of Apex and Garner. But here's where sellers get in trouble. Homes in the mid-300s can get away with looking a little dated. Homes around $395,000 can't. Buyers at this price point compare everything. Cabinets, flooring, lighting, paint, curb appeal, even the smell of the home. If your home looks like a $350,000 home, buyers will treat it like one. And that means fewer showings, slower traffic, and lower offers. Sellers think buyers will see potential, but most buyers don't want potential. They want move-in ready, especially when they're putting 10% down and stretching up near $400,000. This price point also exposes weak marketing fast. Dark listing photos, crooked phone pictures, no video, cluttered rooms, all of that kills interest. Buyers in this range scroll past faster than ever. So with 10% down, $2,500 a month buys you a cleaner, nicer home. But sellers need to bring their A game. Presentation, lighting, updates, and pricing all make a huge difference. Buyers compare every detail, and the home that looks the best always wins. Now let's talk about the 20% down option. This is the one most people think is out of reach, but once you see the numbers, you'll understand why it makes such a big difference. With the same setup, a 6.375% interest rate, 1% taxes, and 0.40% insurance, and no HOA, your $2,500 a month now buys a home around $455,000 in Raleigh and across the Triangle. At this level, the homes look and feel very different. You start seeing bigger lots, nicer yards, better schools, and more updated interiors. We're talking 1,800 to 2,200 square feet, often built from the mid-2000s up through the 2010s. You'll see cleaner open layouts, bigger kitchens, upgraded bathrooms, and more space overall. Areas like Wake Forest, Cary outskirts, Holly Springs, and parts of South Raleigh often show up here. But here's the part. Most sellers misunderstand. Buyers in this price range are not buying with emotion alone. They buy with comparison. They look at everything: roof age, HVAC age, crawl space condition, flooring quality, storage, lighting, even how a room smells. If your home is priced at $455,000 but looks like a $400,000 home, buyers will punish it. They'll skip it, lowball it, or use better looking homes as the reason yours isn't worth it. Sellers at this level often think, wow, my home is beautiful, it will sell fast. But buyers at this price scroll listings like they're comparing two cars, feature by feature, and this price range exposes weak marketing instantly. Dark photos, no video tour, no floor plan, bad staging, messy rooms. Buyers simply move on. At the mid-400s, you're not only competing on price, you're competing on presentation. And the home with the best online presence almost always wins. So with 20% down, $2,500 a month buys you more space, more updates, and better locations. But sellers need to understand something important. The higher the price, the higher the expectations. Quick pause. If you're watching this and wondering, where would I fit in Raleigh? Just reach out. I help people every week who are buying, selling, or relocating to the Triangle. Call or text me at 919-607-4844 or click the link in the description to grab a spot on my calendar. No pressure, no guessing, just clarity. Now that you've seen what buyers are facing at every price point, let's talk about how I help you navigate this market smarter using AI. Now let's talk about something that's changing real estate here in Raleigh and across the Triangle, using AI the right way. I'm one of the first AI certified real estate agents, and I was featured in Yahoo Finance for how I use smart tools to give my clients an edge. And here's what that actually means for you. Most agents guess on pricing, marketing, and what buyers actually want. But with AI, we don't guess. We use real data to make better decisions. AI looks at buyer search patterns, price bands, neighborhood trends, days on market, and even how small changes in photos or wording can boost your listing online. It also helps us predict demand. Instead of hoping your home will get attention, AI shows us how your home will compete against other listings before we even hit the market. That means smarter pricing, stronger presentation, and a better chance of getting top dollar fast. And for buyers, AI helps us match your budget with the right homes, the right areas, and the right down payment options without wasting time. It makes the process clearer and easier from start to finish. So when you hear me say, I'm an AI certified agent, it's not a fancy title. It's a promise that you're getting the most modern, data-driven guidance available. Not guesswork, not outdated methods, and not the same old approach every other agent is using. Now let me explain two programs I offer here in Raleigh and across the Triangle that most agents won't even talk about. The first one is my Buyer Home Guarantee. This means if you buy a home with me and you don't love it, or if you want to move up, move down, or move to another part of the Triangle, I'll help you sell it for zero listing commission when you purchase your next home with us. It gives you freedom, flexibility, and peace of mind because you're never stuck in a home that no longer fits your life. The second program is called Sold Zero Commission. This is a special option where certain homes can be listed with zero listing commission on the seller side. You save money, keep more of your equity, and still get full marketing, pro photos, video, and full exposure across the Triangle. And all you have to do is purchase your next home with us. It's that easy, and it's the smart way to sell. They're real options designed to protect you and make the entire buying or selling process easier and more affordable. My goal is simple: give you better tools, better support, and better results. Now let's talk about where these price points actually show up in Raleigh and across the Triangle, because location changes everything. When we look at the $2,500 a month range using the 5%, 10%, and 20% down options, different areas start to make a lot more sense. At around $365,000 with 5% down, you'll usually find single-family homes in places like Knightdale, Garner, Zebulon, Rolesville, and the outer edges of North Raleigh. These areas give you solid starter homes, newer neighborhoods, and growing communities with plenty of value. Up near $395,000 with 10% down, you start seeing nicer finishes and cleaner layouts in parts of Clayton, Apex outskirts, North Raleigh pockets, and Holly Springs fringe areas. These homes often feel more updated and have better curb appeal. And when you get to $455,000 with 20% down, you tap into stronger school zones and larger floor plans. Places like Cary outskirts, Wake Forest, Holly Springs, and South Raleigh start to open up. These homes usually offer more space, better yards, and newer construction. Every area has exceptions, of course, but these ranges give you a clear idea of how far your budget goes, and they help sellers understand what buyers expect at each price point. If you're a home buyer in Raleigh, Cary, Apex, Holly Springs, or anywhere in the Triangle, and you want a buying experience that feels clear, smart, and in control, let's talk. I'm 𝐲𝐶𝐤𝐿, AI certified real estate agent, home buyer expert, and founder of 𝐻𝐿 Real Estate, brokered by LPT Realty. I help buyers across the Triangle buy smarter, avoid costly mistakes, and move with confidence. If you want help right now, text Home Buyer Guide to 919-607-4844. You'll get my Smart Home Buyer Guide, simple steps, common mistakes, and a clear plan. If you want to shortcut everything, I set aside a few free, no obligation, 15-minute strategy calls every week. No fluff, no pressure, no pitch, just clarity about your goals, your timeline, and the smartest moves in today's Triangle market. We'll also look at whether the Buyer Home Guarantee is the right fit for you. The link is in the description. Click it, book your spot, and let's build your plan together. And before you go, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so YouTube shows this to more smart buyers just like you. Thanks for watching. Buy smarter, keep more. I'll see you in the next video. Why your first weekend on the market decides everything. Phil Slezak Real Estate, brokered by LPT Realty.